Well, thank you all for being here. And UAB hosts Louisiana Tech this week. Obviously, so much on the line. It's senior day. Try to win our 18th straight at home, and of course, move into a tie for first place in the West Division. So, with that, I'll open it up to Coach Clark, and then after that, we have Fitz Mofor and Myron Mitchell here.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
See you guys. Yeah, just awfully proud of the group last week. Just one, we made a decision, I think, Sunday as an offense to do the things that fit our quarterback and get back to being physical, running the football, and I kind of mentioned that we were going to change some practice habits and do some things a little differently, and I think you saw that and really how we came out, ran the ball so well, and really I think did the things that fit Dylan and fit the offense. Defense played well, up to the last 24 seconds a half. I think it was really just a great way to start, and let down a little bit right before half and gave up a score, but really had a really good, really solid performance. And then special teams was really good, minus one fake punt we gave up at the end, or one bumbled snap that the guy took off and ran on us. But good day, good to get back home, obviously, and get back in the winning column. And so here we are with La Tech. Obviously, they've had a great year. Coach Holtz does a terrific job. One of the best coaches in our league, and kind of like us, maybe for different circumstances. They had to suspend their quarterback, and so he'll be out for our game. And so they had a tough game against Marshall, who's a good opponent at their place. And but they've had a great year offensively. Have been just unbelievable, very good on defense, special teams, etc. So obviously, big game, senior day. For us, we're really proud of this group of seniors, what they've done since the return, the championship last year, what they've done to this point. 3 straight winning seasons, 3 straight bowl appearances, what a great job they've done for us. There's not many of them. I think we're at 15, but really proud of them and excited about recognizing them. Play at 2:30 and really just challenging all our folks to come out and really let's have a great home crowd for what's going to be a great matchup. Questions?
Obviously, you had a big performance on the ground. You had Spencer back for a little
Mm-hmm.
for a few carries. Jermaine had a great game as well with Dylan. Lucius was absent though. Is he injured in any way, or
No.
is he just was he just not part of the game plan?
Yeah, he was part of it. Just sometimes when guys get a hot hand, that's the way it happens sometimes. And, when you got now maybe 5 guys, somebody ends up, just sometimes it's just not their day. And, of course, Lucius has had a little bit of a knee, and so sometimes that's just the way it works out. We'll see what happens this week.
How much of a luxury is that a guy maybe he's good to go, but he's able in a little bit that you can just
That's right.
other guys.
Yeah, and that's what depth looks like. And, you're just going to get banged up through the course of a year. You're going to have guys that get hurt, get back, and obviously get Spencer back. And, whether he's 100% or not, the big run he had really just gave us another spark. Obviously, Jermaine Brown played terrific. And a lot of that goes back to how that O-line and tight ends, the receivers blocked. Myron's back there in the back, and I really was proud of those guys. We've thrown the ball a lot, but it's whatever's called for. Whatever helps the offense, whatever helps the team. And, I was really proud of how everybody blocked and, finishing off blocks and blocking downfield, and you saw it. So it was fun to watch.
You brought up senior day, so what do it mean for these seniors to be undefeated, to have a chance to go undefeated, being at home since the return?
Yeah, I think we always talk about, what do you talk about when you start having with a streak? But this is one we talk a lot about, defending home field and what it means to play at home. And, we've always talked about playing for all these people that brought our program back. And that's what we do, anytime, especially when we're at home. And the significance of looking up there and seeing that championship banner, we've looked at that, and we looked at those bowl games and, that solidified us going to a bowl, even though we hadn't really, talked a lot about that. But to go undefeated at home, if we could do it, how much better is it getting that? So that'd be great to be able to send them out like that against a great opponent.
What have you seen from the quarterback from Louisiana Tech? Have you been able to watch that film from the Friday game?
Yeah, so the backup came in and did a good job. I mean, he gets banged up and they end up with their third guy in there. So, you know, I don't know what that means for this coming week, you know, but I think they've got, you know, two other really capable guys and, you know, kind of like us, you know, it's the next man up. But they've got great surrounding cast, big offensive line, really good running back set of, you know, multiple running backs, really good receivers across the board. So, you know, it's kind of like we all do. If you know, if that guy's out, you go to the next guy. And I was definitely impressed with them. They just had some, you know, they're going down there to score and they get a ball, and that's when he gets hurt. You know, there's a ball snapped over his head that ends up. Not only do they not score, it goes about 60 yards the other way. You know, so just some funky things happen. They dropped a punt coming out. You know, they're punting out of their own. You know, right in front of their end zone. They fumble that punt. So they had some things, funky things happen that kind of changed the course of that game. They were right there in it. But both their backups look very capable.
Along with that, what is Tyler's status going into this week? And if Dylan's tasked with taking another start, do you use the same kind of game plan, run the ball, play defense, especially with such a difficult game like this?
Yeah, so the great news for us, Tyler's back this week. So we're going to get to see him or Dylan or both, you know, and I was laughing, you know, with Jack State, we had a game where we actually ran them in and out. You know, we ran quarterbacks in and out during the same series. So it's just literally what's going to be the best bet for us. But, you know, I was really excited. Friday, he got out, took drops, and threw the ball. And, of course, his arm feels great because it's rested. So, but I'm excited about Dylan. Dylan took some steps. You know, we were meeting this morning, and now he's talking about things we can do and how we can do them. You know, he's being proactive. So, you know, there's a chance you could see both of them, but Tyler's back, and Dylan may get to start again. You know, we just got to see how the week goes, but it's going to be good to have Tyler back to add that from depth and get our experience back. So we're just going to see how the week plays out, but Dylan played really well, and we're excited about him, and then excited about Tyler back as well.
Spoke about kind of running both in and out when you were at Jacksonville State. Would that be something, or how much does that? How can that open up? How much more can that open up your offense? You know, having both those guys,
Right.
a guy who can sling it out there, and a guy who can, obviously, from what we saw Saturday, can, you know, has the jets to run it.
Yeah, I think that's just it gives us more options, and like I said, you know, Dylan can still throw the ball, and we saw him throw the ball. That's going to get better as he gets more comfortable, and we needed to reestablish our running game. So now that opens up everything. You know, we've got good receivers. We've got to be able to run the ball. We got a quarterback that can run it. You know, we get our other quarterback who can, you know, who has had a lot of success throwing the ball. I just think it opens up all our options.
Bill, two-part question. The first is you have resources to get players back on the field that a lot of schools don't, just because of UAB
Yep.
hospital and stuff like that. What are the procedures that you go through to get guys
Yep.
on the field quickly,
Yep.
but yet safely?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think for us to have such access, you know, that was one of the things when I got here in 2014 that I didn't think we were using that access like it should be used, and to see us take the steps from when I got here to where we are now, where there's really nothing that could happen to a player in any kind of medical circumstances that we don't have the best in the world. I mean, you know, we're talking about from optometry to knees to, you know, anything. So when, you know, even when a recruit comes in here and starts talking about the medical field, and I'm telling you how well they're going to be treated. So I think the first thing that happens with all our stuff, the first thing that happens is their safety. You know, I mean, and that's non-negotiable. Then it's, okay, how do we get this guy back the quickest? So there's so many things involved, and, you know, I've had so many doctors tell me, yeah, you know, the surgery's important, but the rehab's, you know, so it's a 50-50, you know, world-class rehab to go along with world-class surgery. So I think there's everything that we do with those guys, from just getting it seen quickly and getting an expert opinion on what is this injury exactly, and then what's being done. You know, what are they doing with guys in the NFL? Because we're involved in all those things, you know, to get this guy back the quickest, the safest possible. And then you got guys like Tyler who are going to live in the training room, you know, who does everything. You know, if he can be in there, you know, he's in there with his books, and he's, you know, I mean, whatever it takes to get himself back, that's what it looks like. But to have access to this world-class medicine is huge.
A second one, and I probably know the answer, but I just want to hear it from you. As a coach itself, when do you know, say, a game is outcome's already determined basically on the scoreboard, when do you know to pull somebody and allow somebody else to get opportunities to play?
I think there's all kind of judgments there, but I think we all want to try and get in those guys that we need to be ready for the next time that happens, you know, and that's my big thing. There's two things you want to do. There's morale, and then there's getting ready for the next game, and or if something happens to the guy you got. So I'm just always trying to give game experience. The only thing that probably precludes us, this happened to us last week at El Paso. I mean, I had no idea about number 12. You know, we'd never seen him. And so, you know, you get ready for a run, a play action and pass guy, and then the next guy is really the same guy, and we're like, who is 12, you know? But they had been redshirting him, you know, and now they were in their 4-game window, and they could play him. So that was kind of an unusual circumstance, and you get a real pocket passer, you know, who's just going to throw it every down. So that was kind of a unusual circumstance, you know, that's kind of by this new rule change. They've been waiting so they could still, you know, so he didn't lose a year. So, but I think it's just, you know, I'm trying to get guys reps every chance I can, you know, as long as the game's with, you know, where it needs to be.
So what does it do for the running back room when Spencer comes back and play was as productive as he was Saturday?
Yeah, I think two things. One, kind of opposite of maybe what of that question is, hey, even though Spencer's around, you guys have still got to, you know, do your thing. You know, it doesn't change that, you know, just because this guy who's been so great for us, all of a sudden you keep being who you're supposed to be. But I think just for our team and for the, you know, everybody's psyche, I think it's just good to have him back. And but I'm proud to see Jermaine and Wooden and those other guys, Hayden and even Lucius, you know, those guys just keep doing your thing, and then he just becomes another one of the backs that, you know, that we get to add to the mix.
Talked about a sense of urgency last week. Going into this game of La Tech, you're keeping pace in the division race. How much has that built, considering that one domino has fallen with Tech losing last week and still needing some help?
You know, I always talk about, you know, what do you kids know, and they know. I mean, our guys at special team meeting that night will want to know the score. I mean, you can't talk about winning a championship and them not be involved in that process. I mean, so it's kind of like we said, high expectations are created by winning, and they're created by us talking about those things. And the game itself takes precedence, but as I said, it didn't hurt us. And you know, when we woke up Saturday morning and we knew we were in it, that didn't hurt. So I think that's just part of it. If you're going to talk about winning a championship, that's what it looks like. So I think that domino falling, you know, it helped us, you know. And I just think it's one more thing that makes this game that much bigger. And if it could get any bigger, being the next one, senior day home, all that, it just made it that much bigger.
Any other questions for Coach?
Oh, good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll move Fitz Mulfor up to the podium. Fitz is what this program represents. You know, he's been here since 2016, went through the practice season, and has guided UAB to 26 wins since he's been back. He's a 3-year starter. So with that, we'll open it up for questions for Fitz as he heads into senior day.
It's going to be your last time going to Legion Field. We've all kind of heard the stories of how much work y'all put in there, the off-season program. What does it mean kind of going into this last game for you? Not just you, but the other seniors, and, you know, only another year in Legion Field as well?
Probably means the world to us and the rest of the seniors, just protecting that undefeated streak we've had at Legion Field, and that'll just be the best way to end out our senior year and our last game at Legion Field. So honestly, that's probably is added on to probably one of the biggest games I have played here too as well.
What's your favorite memory from the past 3 years out of all the games y'all played there during this streak so far?
La Tech 2017. Even though Southern Miss is probably up there too as well, but I'll definitely say La Tech in 2017 just because, you know, I feel like that win kind of was like the turning point of our program, and, you know, it kind of just showed that, you know, we're here and we're a serious team. And just on that last play of the game, Stacy and Jamel blocking that kick was probably something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
As you reflect now, you know, we've still got games to be played, but going through, making the decision to come here and not play that first year and stuff like that. Just talk about, you can look back and go, man, a solid decision made, good choice, what?
Coming to UAB was the best decision I ever made, bar none. Before coming here, I never was ever a part of any championship organization or team or nothing like that. Obviously, I come from a good family, but in terms of sports, I played in high school. We just always fell short, and the other schools I always fell short. And then last year, being able to accomplish that championship and having that ring, is honestly life-changing. Just something I'd be able to tell my kids about, my family about. Definitely, I would say easily the best decision I've ever made. It was tough in the beginning, of course, but just anything that's worth having, you're gonna have to work for it.
What's the mentality? Let people know the mentality of a competitor and what it means. If you play football, you've all gone through aches and pains or injuries and played with injuries and stuff like that. What makes you want to get on the football field and play no matter what on Saturday?
Just being able to compete. Competing is just the best thing ever, whether it's in practice, even in the weight room sometimes, it's always a competition. So that probably fuels us as a team, that keeps us going. That's what we look for every Saturday, just, being able to understand, where we stand against different teams or we're on the conference, never being complacent, never being comfortable. So that's what really drives us and really motivates us for Saturdays to get prepared for that.
You played two pretty high-powered offenses these last 2 weeks, and you got to win both of these games to stay on pace in the division race. As a defense, what's it like to take on that challenge, knowing that you need these 2 games and the fact that they are high-powered offenses and score a lot of points?
Yeah. La Tech is a very good team, very good offensive line, good backs, and obviously good quarterbacks as well. But unfortunately, he won't be there. Hope those guys can get back on the field as soon as possible. But La Tech, yes, just watching a little bit of film on them, a little bit of counter, OI, split zone, all those kind of stuff. Very good team. They established the run, so it's going to be a huge challenge for us this weekend, and we're really looking forward to it.
Fitz, after Saturday, obviously it's your last home game, 10, 15 years down the road, what do you hope people remember as your legacy at UAB? What do you want people, when they think of the teams that you were a part of, what do you want them to think of?
Well, when people think of me, I usually don't like, just talking about me in terms of when we talk about the team. But one thing that I hope that they remember me is that always being an ultimate team guy. Just always wanted to put the team in front of me, always doing whatever I can for the team, just being unselfish and being a physical and the toughest, nastiest player they ever seen.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Fitz. We'll move Myron Mitchell up to the podium. Myron has 453 receiving yards as part of the big 3 receivers that we have. And for that, we'll open up for questions for Myron.
Good morning.
So obviously Saturday game plan changed a little bit more
Right.
with the ball. What kind of pleasure did y'all take in as a receiving corps getting out there and getting dirty and doing some downfield blocking?
Right. Well, we knew it was really up to us because we got some great running backs that can just make one cut and get up the field. So as long as we got our blocks and the O-linemen do their job, which they did Saturday, the running backs can run for a long time, which they did, and y'all seen that. And it just felt good blocking because we always get deep balls, we always catch and making plays, but it felt good blocking for our teammates, letting them get to make plays.
Did y'all enjoy, I guess, being a little bit more physical in that aspect?
Right.
Obviously, it's still a physical game going against defensive backs down the field, but from that aspect of the game, just being more physical.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess, it's good to show people that we can be physical and we can go make plays. So next week, I guess we'll be physical again, but we look forward to making plays also. But we can be physical and we look forward to doing it again.
Myron, can you describe the chemistry and specifically with you and the other 2 wide receivers,
Right.
Austin and Kendall? It's fun, it's explosive, And there could be, hey, why am I not getting the ball today? But I want you to take us into the three of you guys, how close, how friendly are you? And is there friendly competition? Any adversity at all of, like, you know, Austin gets all the pub and
Right.
blah, 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 blah? Tell me.
Right. Well, I got here last year at the beginning of the year, so I was kind of new, but I already had a relationship with Austin, and we talked about coming to UAB together. So me and Austin was already settled, and I just had to get to know Kendall. And once I really got to know Kendall, I mean, outside of football, he a really caring person, and he just an outgoing person. And then once it come to the football part, I mean, everybody just like to compete, whether it's friendly, mad. But on Saturdays, we understand if Austin hot, we gonna throw the ball to Austin. If I'm hot, we gonna throw it to 5. If Kendall hot, we gonna throw it to 8. So we just really like seeing each other make plays. And if Austin make a play, I'm gonna be just as happy. If I would have scored, if I scored, he would have been happy just as if he scored. So, I mean, we don't really get mad if one another getting the ball more. We just like to see each other make plays.
All three of y'all seem to have kind of a different aspect to your game. You know, Austin's big receiver
Right.
downfield. Kendall's from the slide. He can move a lot. And you have spectacular catches.
Right.
What kind of goes into that? You know, being able to go up and grab those balls and, you know, make
Right.
those tightrope catches.
Right. Well, I guess years going into the game, I really guess it's just a routine to me. I've been doing this since like 11th grade year, and once I seen that I was the go-to player my 11th grade year, I really sat down and really worked on the things that I needed to work on, and now I guess I'm really just getting to showcase my skill. So it's really a routine thing, and I do it every day in practice. On Saturdays, it's just really normal.
So you actually, you know, you go through the process of, you know, getting those balls right along the sideline in the corner of the end zone.
Right,
and
right.
Just trying to make those hard catches. So when it comes game time, you're able
Right,
to perform that.
right.
Not to put you on the spot, but who's the best out of you three?
I mean, like he said, we all got 3 different type of styles. So, I mean, that's a tough one.
You can
Austin,
Say, you can say either.
yeah. Austin's stats, his stats pretty good. So I'm gonna go with, he got the hot hand right now. So you can ask me that question again at the end of the season.
Any other questions for Myron?
Yeah, I've got one more. I'd love to hear your answer on what it's like to be a return guy.
Right.
I mean, I myself, I'd be scared. I've been running the other way.
Right.
Some dudes just want to knock your head off, but it just seems like in the booth that you really enjoy that that competition, you versus the other guys.
Right,
Take
right.
me into the mentality of a punt and a kickoff return guy.
All right. Well, it's really just trying to make a play, honestly, and I love making plays. So I see 11 dudes coming at me. I already know I got one job to make one dude miss. And if I do that one job, the 10 other players on my team got their one job, and that's to keep their block. And if they keep their block, I score. If I do my one job, and I can for sure do that one job. So I look forward to doing that one job when it's time to do that one job.
I gotta ask real quick, what does 17 in a row mean to you at Legion Field?
What was that?
What does having won 17 straight at Legion Field mean to you?
It means a lot. I just got here, but I know how hard they work because I wasn't able to play once I first got here, so I was really a scout team player. So, and every day I came to practice ready to work just like they did. And this year I was able to actually go put in work at Legion Field and run the stadiums. And once you actually sit down and think about how much work you put into it, it really means something special. So one day I get to tell my kids and my family that we won 17 straight, and after Saturday it'll be 18 straight, because we don't plan on losing at all, so it'll be a big deal.
And I'm sorry, one more
Yeah,
as
you're good.
well. Okay, since you weren't on the field last year,
Right.
but the team had success
Right.
in playing the scout team, how much does that group take as somebody that helped with the success of the team?
Right. Well, we just let the younger kids now know, just because you're on scout team, that really don't mean that you're not a part of the team, because you really have a big part of the team. And last year, I really recognized that early on in the season. So it wasn't enough more like, got to go to practice, and I'm a scout team player. It was really, I get to make these guys better because they're going to be playing really this type of competition Saturday. So I look forward to coming to practice. When I was a scout team player, I look forward to practicing right now, even as one of the star players. So
All right. Thanks, Myron.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
You can leave that poll up in the back office.
All right.
Same time, same place next week.